またさらに遅れましたセクター2、コンマ4秒遅れています。由良さん、これちょっと苦しいですか？
そうですね、なんかね、ステアリングもこう切り足すみたいな切り方になってるんで、今一つ決まってないのかな。本山選手だったらもうバサッと決める感じなんですけれど、
はい、ストレート23番ザラビーニスモ Z ストレートスピード、今シーズンは直線番長だと言っていましたがどうか、ここでコンマ3秒まだ遅れています。ストレートスピード
ran. Too many projects. So scaled down a lot. And this car was for sale. Sold all the running gear out of it, but no one wants to buy it as it is as a rolling chassis. It's unbelievably good value. I'm dumbfounded at how stupid people are. But I suppose, you know, people want finished cars and whatever. Frankly, you lot not buying it means that I get to keep it and turn it into one of, I don't know, it'd have to be in the top 5 or 10 race cars in my opinion. I love the 350Z Super GT car. I don't know why, for one, I love Super GT. 2, I like Zs. I blame my brother for that. And yeah, I don't know, for a modern race car, I know it's now, you know, early 2000s is when the 350Z ran in the Super GT series, but there's something about it. It's just a badass car. I think they look good. Yeah, the 350Z's a little bit dumpy, a little bit of a tubby-assed beast, a little bit round, a bit bulbous, but when they Super GT them and they get them nice and low and wide, mate, it all comes together. It's one of the best shaped Super GT cars, I think. I think it looks better than the new Z, the 400Z or the Z, the Super GT car that they run now. I just think the 350Z looks better. I think the GTR is probably one of my other favorites. I like the Lexus, BRZ, Supra, all look pretty cool, NSX, but the 350Zs, I don't know, it's just something about it. I don't know where it's come from, but I just think it's badass. Just like I think the IMSA 300ZX is one of my favorite looking IMSA cars, despite liking other ones as well. Anyway, now that I have the Calibra, and the Calibra is satisfying everything that I'll probably ever want to do in sports sedans or can afford to do in sports sedans, probably exceeding that. And the 350Z sitting here, I'm like, well, I was very fortunate enough to get a loan of real, actual 350Z Super GT bodywork from Dale Malone in Sydney. Thank you, Liam, for hooking us up, and now we're like Nismo boyfriends. And Dale was super nice to lend me the panels, and they're off getting made at the moment by Norm. And I put a stop on that for a while when I bought the Calibra, and I wasn't going to do the Z anymore and sell it. But now this is all happening. Norm's back into making parts for me, so I'll have copies of the real Super GT parts, because I need to give the original ones back to Dale, because obviously they're dry carbon from Nismo, worth a fortune, and I'll get them back to him. But I'll have the real bodywork, and I'm blown away excited. And another cool thing, so I was speaking to my old man about it, and he's got a whole bunch of Z stuff. So he's actually got twin turbo VQ set up, so the old man's going to hook us up with that. Just going to put a standard 350Z gearbox in it. It's already got a CAS 1.5 LSD in it, MCA suspension, a bunch of GK Tech. Trying to get GK Tech to hook us up with the rest of the suspension. Come on, Greg, you know you want to be involved in this. And probably going to run a standard ECU. You know, it'd be great to get something through Haltech or someone, but haven't had any interest from those boys. So don't know. Probably end up doing a standard with a piggyback or something. I don't know. The whole idea behind the car is to make it look like a Super GT car as much as possible. Obviously, it won't be an exact replica, but very similar. And I'm going to have it so that I can have a passenger seat in it. Use it for track days. Calder Park 10 minutes away has opened up, and the Calibra is a pretty high maintenance car to be running at track days all the time, and I really want to practice simple things, lines, braking points, gear changes, all the basic shit that I need to practice more to be quicker. So this car will be good for that, and maybe run it on either E85 or on Pump 98, but again, keep it simple, cheap to run, don't run heaps of power. It's all about, you know, make it sound cool, make it look cool, and it'll go fast enough to scare people. But it means I can take sponsors out or friends out in it. I can't do that in the Calibra because it's got no space. So yeah, so tune in. Don't know how often I'll be able to do these. I'm sure it'll build up pace as time goes on. Yeah, Super GT project. Get around it. Get the fuck around it.